It's propellers that keep Canada flying, and Canadian Propeller keeps those propellers spinning. Morris and Debbie Wills own and operate Canadian Propeller here from their shop in Winnipeg. Debbie runs the office together with Morris, but Morris is the propeller expert. He's also a pilot and aircraft maintenance engineer.
Well, our primary focus is to ensure we produce a safe product. So we're responsible for overhauling, inspecting, and repairing propellers. They're very much in demand. They're used all over the world in all kinds of environments, from the Antarctic to the North Pole to the jungles of Africa. Some propellers have up to 800 to 1,000 pieces in them, and you have to ensure everything's working and in sync with each other. It's very, very important and very dynamic.
Morris and Debbie found that starting a business from scratch required some sacrifices.
I was street smart and she was book smart, I guess you could say. So we decided to start this company, so we put everything on the line. We had to finance everything to the hilt. We had a 66 vet and needed tooling, so the vet had to go, and I always thought I'd be able to buy a new vet, you know, down the road here, and I still haven't got it, and it's been 18 years later, so I keep buying more tooling.
Canadian Propeller has been in business for nearly 20 years, and business is really good. In fact, Morris doesn't really get much chance to work hands-on anymore. But today, he's taking the 66 Corvette, actually the Media Blaster, for a spin. After the blade and its up to 800 parts are cleaned, Chief Inspector Brian runs extensive tests on each part to determine what can be overhauled and what has to be discarded.
My main job is dimensional checking, magnetic particle inspecting the steel parts, and fluorescent penetrating the aluminum parts. Okay, we're going to run a current through this central conductor, which will create magnetism in the part, and we'll be looking for cracks. Now the part's magnetized, we'll take it out, we'll take a look, and we found a small indication, which is a crack indication coming out of this hole.
The propeller hubs go here, where certified technicians like Chad carefully refurbishes them on the lathe, mill, and drill press. Meanwhile, the blades come here to blade technician magician Jerry. The process of repairing a blade is complicated and very hands-on. It's more art than science, but there's a heck of a lot of science, too. This is a place that combines new age technology with old world craftsmanship.
There's a huge amount of science that goes with this. There's multiple aerodynamic forces that work off of a propeller blade as it's rotating through the air. It bends, it twists, it turns.
Each section of each blade is carefully measured and calibrated by hand and by machines like the optical comparator, then checked and double-checked.
You're looking at thousandths of an inch, basically, is what you're looking at.
Then comes the art.
This is basically where the feel aspect of my job comes into play. Basically doing a 100,000th of an inch correction on this blade at the tip station.
Depending on the damage, each blade is ground, then filed, just enough to get to the bottom of the problem, but not too much to ruin the blade. The blade is marked, checked, straightened, aligned, all before it's painted and finally balanced.
It has to perform as good as it did when it was new. But I just like getting my hands on it. It's fun. I like doing this stuff.
Technician Jason is working on Canadian Propeller's new turbine governor test stand.
This here is the propeller governor. It basically tells the propeller when to change blade angles. We take them apart, clean them, inspect them, and reassemble, then bench test them.
Canadian Propeller supports and maintains both turbine and reciprocating governors and propellers. Finally, those certified technicians put all those parts back together again. It's exacting and precise. It has to be as good or better than new. Then the whole assembly is balanced one more time. It's double-checked. Then certified, ready to spin.
Oh, I love coming to work. I mean, it's ever-changing, ever-evolving. That's the beauty of aerospace. It's never the same every day.
From the very first spin to the last, the folks at Canadian Propeller are propelled by perfection.
From our over facility to on the aircraft, as you can see, this is what it's all about.